What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Wanted to do a quick video on getting the boat onto the lake. Maybe you're a new boat owner or just looking to see how other people do it. You know, I didn't write the book on it, but I'll give you my take. It's a nice day for January out here in Sharon Harris Lake. So anyway, kind of go through my procedures here. I do generally come from home with the ratchet cover on. Helps keep all this mess out of the boat. So for starters, we just have some front straps here. It goes off. Just simple straps keep pressure on so that the water beads off. I'll just leave those there. Right here in the back, the ratchet strap ties down here to these mounts in the motor. So in my other video, you kind of push these back tabs here, release that down, and then this whole unit actually just comes up and off. Keys onto this little thing here. Got another one on this side. Also have just another tension strap. This just goes down underneath the motor. Release. And while we're back here, we'll also release these. These are the transom tie downs. Keep the boat on the trailer. There's two of those. Alright, and I'll go ahead and loosen covers, pull in the back corner here. Just release the tension. Alright, next we got to deal with the motor cover. First things first is the transom saver. Yeah, so we'll release these bungee cords here. And for me, you just kind of have to know where this is, but the trim is right here. I know that, so I can push up. And that'll just release the transom saver. Now for the cover itself, I'll go up here around the front. There is a Velcro strap covering a zipper. There's also a Velcro here that goes around the main feed wiring. It is hard to see. Another strap here, a zipper. So we'll go ahead and take that down, all the way down. And up here. Same thing all the way up and over. One more strap there in the middle. We can lift up. See the engine. So it works best to pull it from the top. Come back. All right. By the way, here's that trim button. Now the cover's off, down, up. Next step is going to be to climb up in the boat, pull down ladder. And we got to handle our just going to unfurl it towards the front, and I'll help me put it on in reverse the same way. I want to show you how I roll that up in the front there, so we can take it off. And then it'll just go straight down into the back of the car, right there for storage. The front seat is in with the cover on, because I guess the seat helps keep the tension. I usually don't run with the seat up here. I like to stand, so I'll take the seat out. Typical pedestal seat, it just comes out when you press the thing there, pull it out. So another thing for my boat is I have this bimini top, which for my cover to fit, I take off when I'm storing it. So I'm going to put this on. This is just a matter of loosening these twist downs here and then lining this up. And there's 4 of these in this particular bimini. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So here's what that looks like once you've got it tied down or screwed in. So I'm going to get the other ones next. All Alright, so here's the bimini top setup. It's got that next. Next thing I'm gonna do is prep for being at the dock. So back here in this back hatch, I store some bumpers. Let me get those out. One thing I noticed, this is definitely a wet storage bin. I let this dry completely before storing it, even with the cover on, and it ends up with moisture in here. So I wouldn't store anything in this back port side hatch unless you want it to get wet. Like this rope here is just like soaked. So the bumpers, I'm using the rail system here, which I talked about, to tie this over. Check this out of the boat. So I have one here at the rear, other ones I have just up in front of the console in the bow. So I'll just set this over, come down, and I just do like that, and that's fine. The other thing we need to get are the dock bungee ties. Go ahead and close this hatch. For those, obviously on the same side, I'm going to do pull up cleats. So you go underneath, around, over, and pull it too. One on the front side as well, right there on the trolling motor. One other thing I forgot to mention is in the rear starboard hatch is where the battery is. And I learned the hard way that when I keep this stored, there is a 30 amp breaker here. So you trip that breaker with this yellow button, you push it, and then that little yellow thing switched down there. That keeps the circuit open so it doesn't have a slow drain on your battery. So I didn't film it earlier, but when I came back here to get it set up, I reset that breaker so that my 12 volt accessories line would once again get power. So at this point the boat's pretty much ready. Put the ladder back up to walk around. Our tie downs are off. I leave my drain plug in, but it's always a good idea to check. There it is, nice and snug. Go ahead and trim the motor back up. Should be good. Bumpers out. Yeah, and then see what we'll do here is just kind of continue rolling this to the left side of the frame here, and that way we can put it back on just as easily with the elastic side under the nose, under the bow. Another thing you want to do is like prep your winch for release. So what I do is loosen the main line. So this might be hard to do with one hand. I do about 10 turns. Very important, re-engage that. This will create some slack in the line so that it can come off the trailer. Actually, I will go ahead and do this. It shouldn't move on the dock. And if it does, it is still ratcheted in, so it's only going to shift about that far, a foot, 2 feet. And finally, if you got anything else, plunge, close, put it in the boat. Now you won't have to carry them down later. All right, so I'm gonna pull up here to the dock. I guess boat etiquette and launching and stuff could be a video in and of itself, but everything we've done up to now has been in the pull-off prep area, so we're not blocking anybody. And as I pull up to the ramp, I'm kind of looking at what other boats are coming in, going out. It's nice weather today, so it's a little bit more busy. Somebody is using a rope to by hand reorient their boat inside of the dock area. It's an old boat, so I wonder if like reverse doesn't work on their motor or something like that. That's very strange. I've never seen that. This footage might not be the most helpful, but I did want to do what I could to talk you through at least what I'm doing here. And I'll have to try to film this some other time with a better angle, but I've got a lane here on the dock. So I'm gonna pull up to it and almost turn it like a 90-degree angle to my left, and then pull straight far enough that my boat is more or less parallel with the dock. And when you're backing up, it's one of those things that just takes practice over time, but you'll maybe get an idea of what I'm doing just watching my head movements. But it's all about the mirrors.
So like I don't use my rearview mirror at all. That's not really helpful. Neither is the backup camera. Everything that you need to do is with the side mirrors. And I'm not making big changes in the steering wheel because I started out fairly straight. So I'm just easing it back down to the water. There's somebody in the lane on my right, and of course I have the pier on the left, so got to be careful there. But there are no boats behind me. Sometimes it's so busy that there's even boats behind me. I can see my my bilge pump now that I'm on the ramp emptying some water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight back until my fenders just start to get covered. Is about what feels right to me with this boat.
All right, so here's the car in there, so you can see about how far I am underwater. And so I wore, because it's the winter, I wore my tall boots so that I could come over here. And this boat had a trailer, it's a nice like climb up thing here. So I can just grab this and step up with a handhold. Come around here to the boat. Trim the motor down. And we'll try to fire her up. There she goes. Turn on my my Garmin here in the front. It's got a protector cover, so I'll put that away. Seat, sliding the seat up. So I'm gonna try to back up off the trailer with the reverse. It's now floating. I'm just gonna let it float back a little bit. Give it just a little bit of forward drive to stop the drifting, and I'm going to do the tie downs. There we go. So here's what everything should look like now. Step off, and we'll tow this back up to a parking spot. And down by the water, you can see the bumpers keep it from banging onto the dock too bad. I do leave the engine running in the boat so that it can warm up while we're parking. It's just occurred to me that even though it's January, I'm going to be wishing I had some sunscreen. Alright, so now it's time to launch. So what I'm going to do is take the bow line off here. Up to the stern. Just not before I drift too much, I'm going to just get us out here. Back. All the way down. There we go. The motor of this boat's really nice. It's really quiet compared to the older two-stroke motors on the dock here. So I'm gonna just idle over here outside the no-wake zone, put my PFD on, and I guess we'll take it for a quick ride. It's very important whenever you're running one of these. This is your safety kill switch. You do not want your boat running free if you happen to fall off of it. So what I'm going to do now before I actually get going is go around the boat, take off the tie downs, take off the bumpers, put them back into that aft hatch. All right. So here's the boat on the water. I don't think I've done a video with that yet. This is the Garmin unit. Gosh, it's the Echo Map. There's plenty of videos online of that. You can see all the routes I've taken out of the
thing here. When I'm fishing, I usually am going to be doing a, at least here at the helm, maybe like either this chart for knowing where I am, but also looking at the split scan, or side view. Sometimes just do like fully side view, or a combination here, which is of course like the down scan and the side view. It can help for finding what you're trying to find. I like this one. It's easy to see. The old school sonar, chirp sonar, is pretty good at getting the bait and stuff like that, and that's what I'm gonna be looking for, at least at first here. But so aside from that, everything else on the boat, I think we covered in the other video. Here's the windscreen. We'll put it back down before we go cruising. And yeah, that's it. Another item in the way. And I think we're good to go. Alright, I think I'm going to end this video just kind of getting on some power with the boat. It's not a super easy thing to film. I've got a little, what do they call it, ram mount here on my dash. Because I do have the app where I can see the gauges for mercury on the motor. And I use that on the phone as well sometimes. Back out this way. Hopefully you can hear me with the AirPods in. I'm sure it's about to get louder, but we'll give this a shot. Alright, so we'll go from like a low idle here, and we'll just goose it, and I'll try to trim it up, and we'll see what that looks like. Right now, you know, at a kind of a high idle, I'm at 2100 RPM. We're cruising about 7.5 miles per hour by the GPS. So here we go. I'll go ahead and open it up. Turn the motor up. Go that fast. I usually cruise around 35, 34. It just feels more stable. You know, it's not a huge lake. I'm not rushing in a tournament. I don't see any reason to go faster than that. But you have to be careful. So I think I'm just gonna maybe even just set up shop right out in the middle somewhere. Enjoy my lunch, and then go from there. So, anyways. Thanks for watching, guys. Get some more boat stuff on the channel. Maybe I'll get some fishing stuff here too. I need to get a tripod though. That's my biggest drawback right now. I don't have anything I can do with that. But I really appreciate it. I'll try to post